Hey everybody, welcome back to the 30 Minutes of Fame podcast. Today I have a very talented actress, model, singer, songwriter, artist, as you can see by the back wall here. Abigail from just up the road from me in Calgary, Alberta. But before we get started here, I'm going to put a trigger warning on this episode. All my episodes are 18 plus on here. We're going to be talking about some heavy things about self-harm, plans to unalive. That's my safe way of getting past the filters. And bullying, just some dark things. So if you're watching this, going through anything before you go ahead, um, yeah, just keep that in mind. So Abigail, welcome to my little show here, neighbor.
You so much for having me, Dave.
We crossed paths through my pal, my good friend Dan Koska, who from Bow River Books. Shout out to them. They published both my children's books, helped me with that, and Dan saw your article in I'm Here With magazine that's
You.
coming up, and he's like, "This girl on page 16 would be an amazing guest." So, so
That's
I
so
pulled
cool.
it up. Me and my girlfriend, we had a read, and I did some searching around on Instagram and TikTok. I'm like, okay, she's got a story, and we can jump right in there. I know your story primarily starts at age 14. Something happened. We can just start from there. If you want to go back further, you can. However you'd like to go.
So I was 14 years old when everything kind of just got really dark for me. Um, I was sexually molested by my biological father, and I lost my identity, and I ended up turning into a boy for a couple of years because I was very lost and I didn't know who I was. So I was known as Jackson Lowe's for a long time. And I like to say that I'm very happy that I'm not really in that position anymore now that I've found myself again.
Well,
But yeah, ever since that happened and high school bullying got really bad as well, there was just times where I felt like, oh, nobody wants me here. Oh, my dad made me feel so small, or oh, he did this to me, or all that kind of stuff. I used to hide butcher knives in my closet and pills in my drawers to feel like I had like a safe kind of environment around me, I guess I could say. Um, I've also attempted to drown in the kitchen sink in my dad's house after a long, terrible day of high school. Um, and After all that happened, um, online bullying was super, super bad as well. I had a lot of people assume things about me and make all these people around the world believe that I did something bad or that I am a bad person. So I've been dealing with that for a long time, ever since I was 13. Um, um, and then obviously I moved back in with my mom after the police took me away from my dad because of what he's done. Um, while we were at my mother's friend's house getting ready for my mom's wedding, my mom got a phone call and she was outside. And I saw her like through the window and I was wondering why she was crying, like something was going on. And nobody told me until like midnight what happened. So my mom and my stepdad took me to my Auntie Becky's, which is my mom's sister, and we all sat in a circle as a family. I didn't even know that my grandma and grandpa and all my other family members were just sitting around in a circle in the living room. I was so confused. And just all of a sudden, we get a knock on the door, and my biological dad's father came And that just made me even more confused. So I asked, like, oh, am I going for a visit with him? Like, what's happening? And no, unfortunately, my mom and my grandpa took me over to the couch and they held my hands. And my grandpa said, honey, something happened to daddy last night. Um, I was like, is he okay? And he said, no, baby.
Wow.
And then I knew, is daddy dead?
Oh, like with given what you started this story with, um, do you think he felt guilt from that? Couldn't live with himself because of that?
I
Or
personally think because the police were probably going to put him in prison is the reason. I don't think he wanted to be in jail or anything like that. And he probably would never see me again, so he felt like, no, there's no point of living if this is just gonna happen. So,
yeah, yeah. I mentioned before
however,
we talked,
I
and
had guilt. I
yeah,
had guilt that it was my fault that he committed suicide.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. I mean, I have, well, as I mentioned, I have a 11-year-old girl who's about to turn 12. So when you started that story with that, my skin just crawled. And in 2010, I was at my rock bottom. I came home almost blackout drunk from a bar. I lived in a downtown apartment in Calgary on the 12th or 13th, 14th floor. And nobody knew I was going through anything because I hit it really, really well.
Right.
And I looked over that edge and I said, no one would give a shit if I leaped off here. And then 4 years later, I'm a dad. And ugh, that grows my world. So just hearing you say that and knowing that you took that personally and feeling, oh, that just crushes me. Wow.
Yeah.
So
My
then, how
my
long did you feel guilt from that? Like,
oh, years. So long.
with the bullying in high school, I know, I don't know how old you are. I know you're maybe in your 20s, but when I went to high school, I just turned 50. So
Okay.
everyone's like, kids in high school, not they don't have it hard today. You know what? I would hate to go to high school now in this day and age with all the Snapchat and the video evidence. And I did some pretty stupid shit in junior high and high school.
Oh no.
Thank God there was no social media back then. There was no Snapchat. Um, there were some embarrassing stories that happened with being in fights and then having an accident and everyone else. I can't even imagine what that's like. With the bullying to you in high school, like what was the source of that? Why were
Honestly, a lot of people like considered me famous for a long time. I don't know why, personally. I understand I'm a talented individual, but I'm not famous. Not even close.
not yet. After this show, I mean, I never know. But
No, I'll become famous when me and Finn meet each other.
there you
That's
go.
when
There
I'll
you
become
go. We'll
famous.
get to that story in a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Stay tuned. I have a full story of how this amazing guy, Finn Wolfhard, saved my life. So keep watching.
I love it. Um, if anyone is out there watching this, I know like my episodes are 18 plus, but when I put this one out today, because all this happened when you were 14, I'm gonna ask parents to sit down and watch this with their kids.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much mental health. Like you hear a lot about men's mental health or older
Yes.
people, but kids, man, there's so much shit going on. Like I can't even think about like my daughter comes home and tells me some of the things happening there. I'm like, wow, like it's scary. It's all I just want is people to be nice to my kid, and you know what I mean. But it's rough.
I understand wholeheartedly. Like almost, I think like a million people have committed suicide in the past year.
It's unreal.
And mostly it's because of bullying, which is even more heartbreaking to say.
See the way I look at bullying. My she was doing boxing, then she's doing Muay Thai.
Mhm.
She knows me and her mom, we're not together anymore, but we co-parent. We send her to school. with that skill and that knowledge that if you ever need to defend yourself, you will never get in trouble. But she's afraid. There was, something happened with a boy, just elbowed her in the belly, but she was afraid to do anything back. She was afraid to get in trouble. I'm like, no, you've got those skills. That's how you end bullying, by defending yourself. Just standing up. Nobody will mess with you ever again. I had a 2 years ago. I had a girl. Her mom sent her to do boxing lessons with me because she was being bullied at school because of her weight.
Oh my
And
God.
she's a really big girl. She's really tall for like the grade she was in, so she looked like a giant compared to other kids. And so I did 10 boxing sessions with her. And then this one little kid that always bullied her said, "We're gonna meet after school, you and me." She's like, "Okay." And so she didn't knock her out, but the girl came to her, took a swing at her, and she dodged it. Took
Ooh,
another right hook, and she dodged it. And then she grabbed her bully by the shoulders and just put her up against the wall. And I'll edit this, but she said, "This is where you stop effing with me."
right,
Hasn't had a problem since with anybody,
right.
right? Some people like to wear colored shirts. Some people like to use hashtags.
Yeah.
I think you got to teach kids to stand up. Even not, I'm not promoting violence. I'm promoting self-defense, but you just got to get kids to stand up, and it's hopefully it'll change things.
But what's sad is that there's so many like kids out there who are teenagers who feel like they can't defend themselves because they're too scared to, you know, hurt like them because of that they're hurting them or something like that. They fear that they'll get in trouble for hurting that person who's hurting them, if you know what I mean.
Well, if there's anyone watching this out there that's been through abuse from a parent, from a loved one, from anybody, from I had a lady on with me that was sexually abused for 10 years by someone that owned a barn that she used to go to breed horses. And she just let it happen because she was terrified. And now she counsels women and helps, right? But if anyone's watching this, or there's a kid watching now that's been through that, what's your message to them?
I know you're scared, but you really have to stick up for yourself and you have to make sure that you make them see you as the strong person. Don't make them think that you're the weak one. You need to be the strong person and you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and that you make sure that you defend yourself if you're going through any abuse or if you're going through bullying, just anything. Try to defend yourself, try to find help, try to find people that you trust. That is my best advice.
Oh, I love it. That's pretty powerful. I did notice a few posts. I'm just gonna totally switch realms here to make a little light.
Yeah, of course.
I noticed you had some time as some Disney princesses.
Correct.
How did you get into that? And when my daughter was like 3 or 4 and 5, I used to bring her to these play centers, and every now and then they'd have princesses show up. And when Elsa walked in, or Anna, or Moana, and it
Yeah,
was like, it was like Justin Bieber walked in there.
exactly.
But when you're that princess for that moment, what's it like to look in those kids' eyes and see for a second how happy that makes?
Honestly, it's the most magical feeling ever when you go into the room of this little girl or little boy who is obsessed with a specific princess that you would probably be. Um, they just run up to you and they're like, "Oh my God, Elsa! I've always wanted to meet you." And sometimes it makes our hearts like fill because we're basically that celebrity to that child. That makes me feel really happy that I'm that kind of inspiration to that child and that I get to meet them as that princess. And it makes them feel like, oh my gosh, mommy, I met Rapunzel. Oh my gosh, mommy, I met Elsa. Like it's amazing. It's the most wonderful feeling ever. Every birthday I've done for any of the kids, they absolutely love me and all the parents always tip me, which I love even more because it makes me feel like I'm doing my job right. So that is probably the best I could say is that making magic for kids is everything to me.
I love it. You know, one time I was Batman for a kid's party. A friend of mine was supposed to do it, but he came down with like strep throat. He didn't want to be around kids. He's like, man, can you fill in for me at this party? I'll give you half. I'm like, sure. So I was a little overweight at the time, and this kids are so blunt. Uh, he came straight up to me, looked me in the eye, said, Batman, I think you need to join a gym. This kid was 5, and I'm being trolled by a 5-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
I just looked at him and went, my parents are dead. Leave me alone. You know, something like that. It was pretty horrible. I never got invited
Goodness.
back.
I mean, I get some pretty questionable questions from children as princesses too that have lost their family.
No, no.
Like when I'm Elsa or Anna, the kids will always ask, "Where's your mom? Where's your dad?" And sometimes as the princess, we always say, "Unfortunately, me and Anna are just with each other now, and our family is always with us in our heart."
Hmm.
You know, we always try to change it to a happier setting than a sad setting because that is what performers do to make it just go to the next thing so we don't have to talk about it.
You do a lot of singing and songwriting, and
I do.
did you ever break out the Disney princess voice when you were playing these roles?
I do. Yes.
There's got to be some clips of that. I don't know. I'd love to hear The Little Mermaid, but I don't want to get sued by Disney, so we won't play that one. That's
Ariel?
part of your world. That song. Oh, that's
Oh
the thing.
yeah, of course. I love singing that one.
We'll have to find a link to that and put it in the description so people can go watch it there. I don't need to be flagged on YouTube from Disney. Start Is that how you started out with the dream of becoming an actress, the Disney princess thing, or was there something before that that kind of piqued your?
Honestly, it's kind of still a journey of trying to figure out why I wanted to be an actress. I've always loved being in the arts and dance and singing industry and stuff like that. And my very first thing I ever did as a kid was sing. So singing was my top priority growing up, and I'm still doing it at 23, which is insane. Um, and the Disney princesses I've grown up with since I was 3.
Hmm.
Like I loved Disney since I was 3 years old. And my very first acting role was Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch. So that was cool. I don't know, I love doing all sorts of different stuff in the arts industry. Dancing, acting, singing, just all sorts of different stuff that I don't know. I like to make myself known as a lot of different things than just an actor because I do so many other things than acting.
The
So,
first time that you took your guitar and posted a song online, how terrifying was that? With
oh my gosh. It was not online actually. I did a performance of Zombie by the Cranberries for my entire school.
Oh, wow. How did that go?
Um, it was nerve-wracking, but it went really well and everyone really loved it. And I got a very big cheer. So, that's all that means to me.
You seen a lot of posts of yours. You deal with a lot of online trolls.
I do.
I've had my fair share of them. One time, God, maybe three. I don't remember when it was, 3 or 4 years ago. I posted a picture of me and my daughter when I was almost 400 pounds. And then I posted a picture of me and her at the gym 3 years later after I had dropped 170 pounds. And just say, this little girl lit my world, lit my fire. This is before AI took off. Now I get accused of AI slop, and people are trying to match up my ears on before and after photos. It's disgusting. But
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger reposted this post, and It had 9.1 million views in 4 days.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
I got hit with the worst of trolls.
Mhm.
And this was back when I was still pretty messed up in my mind with PTSD and stuff. I didn't know how to deal with it. I ended up deleting it. Um, I had someone in the States, make fake Facebook profiles as me and use it to trash me and my kid. So I just kind of shut everything down for a while. And now trolls don't even faze me. I laugh at them. I don't even respond to them. I don't feed them because that's what they want.
Exactly.
But how do you deal with trolls? And when we talk about this gentleman on your wall, that's a big part of trolls. I've seen reading some of the comments on one of the posts, and oh my goodness, well, it made my skin crawl how horrible some people are. But
Um, honestly, the trolls have gotten to me so many times. I've tried committing suicide more than 10 times.
wow,
And I was actually pretty close again a year ago. However, I I take medication to keep me stable, and I have a mother and a stepdad who love me dearly, and I have a lot of other family members that show lots of love and care, that I mean the world to them and that they wouldn't want something bad to happen to me. My mom's always worried. The number one person in my family that's worried is my mom. She doesn't want to lose her baby girl because of a bunch of trolls. Like, it happens. There's millions of children who have ended their lives because of just trolls that are like 10 or 30 or 40 or even 50. It's disgusting.
it's all keyboard courage. Like people can be anonymous
Mhm.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Well, they think they can. They can be caught if they need to be, but it's just disgusting. But now you got your mother, your family, and you've got a new podcast host friend. I keep in touch with all my guests. I'm sorry. Um, anyone that's had mental health or any issues like that, I'll check in every couple months or every month just to say, hey, you know what? How's it going? So now you have a new lifeline. Um, my daughter is already a fan of yours because we were talking about the guy in your wall, which we'll get to in a second, I promise. But so now you've got another lifeline that's going to be looking out and commenting on your posts. And yeah, so you have this, I'm calling this episode Pain to Purpose, which is, I saw it was on the article, but you have a purpose now. And on this show, you're going to think about some of my episodes only get 10 plays, some of them get 200, some of them have had 25,000. To me, I don't care about that. It's about impact.
exactly.
If there's one kid, if there's even one little girl watching this now that's gone through the same shit as you because her mom or dad has sat them down because of the age restrictions I put on here, and she talks to someone or she tells someone what happened, that should be noise canceling headphones to you for every single one of those damn trolls. And that's what keeps me going when I know I'm impacting people. The people reach out to me and say, you know what, that episode hit me. I'm like, well, you just canceled out the next 1,000 trolls I'm gonna get because I know they're coming. Um,
That's what I'm scared about. As soon as this podcast is posted, everyone's gonna start putting comments and tell you that, oh, Abigail's a pedophile, Abigail's a racist. Like, oh, I've been dealing with it for years, man.
you know what? I've had the same kind of shit. I had
Oh,
after my first episode, I had a guy tell me he would rather sit in a dental office for 7 hours and listen to dental noises than listen to my Newfoundland accent. I don't even care.
what?
I don't even
Like,
care anymore.
that's so sad.
I just laugh it off now, and I think about, I had when me and my daughter released the children's book about me losing all the weight and us doing a 5 kilometer race together. I met a veteran in the States he had two twin girls. He was almost 500 pounds, and he dropped 311 pounds.
Wow.
And he picked up the book, but on the exact same weekend that me and my daughter did our first 5K, he was doing one for the first time with his two twin girls. So we're like online best friends. We check in on each other once a week. It's But that's what you got to think about. And when this podcast launch, anyone that trolls you, um, just say, hey, have a great day.
Yeah.
Move on. This lady I had on, just the sweetest lady with the sweetest voice, just the Irish singer. She was getting trolls left, right, and center, but her music is beautiful. It's a soul massage.
Of course.
And she just turned off her comments.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? But I don't turn off my comments because I don't care. And now I get a kick out of the trolls. I don't, it doesn't even faze me. And we'll tackle them one at a time, me and you. I'll be watching the comments because I'm going to make you a collaborator on Instagram. So it'll be our post. It'll post on my page, your page. We're going to tag that handsome gentleman in the back on the wall. We're going to tag him in the post.
Amazing.
Um, for some reason, my daughter thinks he's gonna see this and come on my show and she gets to interview him. So, hey, you know what?
Honestly, honestly, my dream is to have an interview with Finn Wolfhard.
But you know what? If he sees this and comes on my show, we'll co-host. We'll do it together.
Oh, hell yeah, we will.
I'll just turn on my video once we start. I'll be like the Wizard of Oz in the back, just running the show, and it's all yours. So let's talk about Mr. Finn and how that came about, how you crossed paths with him in whatever direction, and everything that's happened there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm always so excited to talk about him. Um, so I discovered Finn Wolfhard from a YouTube video called Guilt Trip by Pup, the Toronto band. And Finn Wolfhard played the lead singer, um, like a younger version of the lead singer, and his name is Stefan. So I found Finn through them. Thank God, Pup. I'm very happy for this. Pup is a great band, by the way. If you guys like pop punk or like something like that, or like really fast rock, they're really great. Um, Anyways, yeah, it all started off with finding Finn through a YouTube video, basically. I absolutely loved the work that he did in the video, and then I wanted to know more about him. And I found out that he was in a short film called Aftermath with his brother Nick Wolfhard, which I met. I met Nick. He's amazing. I love him. Um, so they did a short film at Vancouver Film School together. I don't 100% know if Finn like did school at Vancouver Film School or if he did it somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure on like that specific part. I just know that him and Nick, you know, when Finn was young, they did some like little things together. I mean, Nick's great. I mean, after all, that is his little brother, Finn Wolfhard. So he tries to help him in any way to be better at, you know, being who he is. And look at him now. He's a famous celebrity who's on Hollywood, uh, who has millions, millions, and millions of fans. But I'm sorry to say this, but I am number one in Canada. Nobody else would be this big of a fan in Canada than me.
So all these pictures on the wall, you drew those? That's
Yes,
insane.
I did.
Um, so when I was looking on TikTok, there was one video of, I guess he was playing a show and you handed him a pic that has, I don't remember the exact number. It was close on 1.6 million likes. And just that's where I saw a lot of the comments that just made me shake my head.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I went to Vancouver for a day, I think it was, or two. I can't remember if it was a day or two, but January 17th, I went to a little venue called the Green Auto in Vancouver, BC, and I got there as early as I could to be front row. And, you know, there was a lot of other people there, but they were like smoking weed and just like being weird in the corner. I'm over here getting in line. Nobody else is in line. I get in line. But yeah, all these people who were there, like, oh, she pushed through us and just went straight up front. And like, no, I was actually smart enough to get there early and stand at the front of the doorway to go into the venue. So that happened. People think that I like pushed in line. No, I didn't. My friend Heidi was there with me, and she saw that I was up front, and there was also another one up front with me that I became friends with as well. And yeah, we went into the venue. I got straight front in the middle. I was so excited. Oh my gosh. I was like an inch away from touching the microphone. It was that close. And the show started, and it started out with the slaps and this other guy, I can't remember, Tom Henry, I think his name is. And then there was also the private eye that was there, that was playing as well. Finn came on after the private eye, I believe. And then the slaps played after Finn played, so yeah. Before he was about to start the show, he was like getting stuff ready, and I took my time. I'm like, I'm just gonna grab the pick. I'm gonna give it to him, and just let's try and do that. And it happened. I said, Finn, this is for you, and he heard me, and he saw that I was trying to give him something, and he looked at me with a big smile. I was like, oh, thank you so much. And I said, I think you're welcome. I can't remember really well. And then I asked if he remembered me, and I showed him my tattoo, which I have a very personal, creative tattoo that I made myself, that shows that he saved my life, basically. And then his signature is right here on the corner of the masks. And then his name and his little like smiley face is there as well. I got that done after the concert, actually, was the signature tattoo.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I gave him the guitar pick. He started the concert. I had the best time. It was so amazing. And I took lots of videos, obviously, and I went live a couple of times. And then, yeah, after Finn finished, I went straight to the back because his mom, Mary, and his dad, Eric, were sitting at the back. So I went, and I was very nervous to even step close to them, but I did. I said, hello, I'm Abigail. I'm like your son's biggest fan, and I was just wondering, like, can I meet your son? He's done so much for me. And he's just like, oh, I'm sure he's wandering around somewhere in the venue. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you so much. I also showed them my tattoo, and Mary looked at it as well. However, she didn't talk, which I believe, I think that's where Finn gets his anxiety from, is his mom. I'm pretty sure, at least. I'm not gonna like assume anything, but that's just what I think. But yeah, Eric was very sweet. He said that he really liked the tattoo. Mary saw it. She didn't say anything, but that's okay. She was still very lovely, and like took the chance to even like look at it or hear what I had to say. And then just all of a sudden I bump into Nick afterwards. And I'm like, oh my God, hey Nick. And he's like, oh my God, hey. And he's like, he doesn't even know me, but it sounds like he does. And we awkwardly hugged. It was so awkward. It was like this. And we took a photo together. And then I showed him my tattoo as well. I'm like, this is my tattoo. Your brother saved my life and everything. And he's like, oh, that's awesome, dude. It looks really nice. And yeah. And then 2 seconds later, Finn Wolfhard is 2 feet away from me. This is where it gets a little interesting. Finn's talking to his dad in like the corner area of the bar area, I believe it was. And I was too fucking scared to go up to him and tap him on the shoulder and ask him for a photo. Like, I couldn't do it. I was so respectful towards him that I didn't even want to step foot to tap him on the shoulder to ask him for a photo or even talk to him because I respect him that much.
It's people watching this might be like, well, I'm gonna ask you after why you call him your lifesaver, but I got, I get it because when I told you about 2010, a lot of nights PTSD, I just put on Soundgarden, I put on Alice in Chains, I put on my favorite bands to just escape. And then when Chris Cornell, the lead singer of Soundgarden, was doing his last show in Calgary at the Jubilee Auditorium, um, he followed me on Twitter, on X, because I used to run a charity for the military, and he was very interested in the military and PTSD. So I got to bring 8 veterans to a show, and we got marched downstairs to the Jubilee, which is like 8 levels of stairs. It's like this big maze. And we go down, we're just sitting on a couch, and all of a sudden Chris Cornell just walks out, sits down on the couch, is like, "How the fuck are you all?" And he talked to every single person there. And I got to look him in the eye and say, "Man, you know what? Your music and all your other same type of bands, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, it saved my life partially because music helped me heal so much." So I
Absolutely.
get it, and I get where you're coming from there. So now I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you why you call him your lifesaver. What's the story there?
He is a musician himself, and his music hits me in ways that people probably wouldn't understand. Most people actually say Finn's a terrible singer, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. You can go out the door if you're gonna say something that mean to him. Like, Finn is Finn. Finn is a goofball, which I love about him dearly. I'm goofball as well. I honestly, I think Finn and I have the same personality. It's actually insane. Um, but yeah, his music and the way he acts, the interviews that he does, the things he says changes my life absolutely. And just overall, the person that he is and how kind he is to many people that he doesn't even know even changed my life. Like, there's just so much about him that is really hard for me to say because I don't know how to fully like explain how he saved my life in like the biggest way, but I usually say my dad committed suicide and Finn saved me from ending my life to go
Well,
be with my dad.
see, and I get it. A lot of people watching this might not. They might be like, "Man, this girl's insane." Like, but just that thought, like, of a celebrity save your life. But I get it because I don't think I actually would have leaped off that balcony. But I don't know if you're a believer in God or anything, but something that night on that balcony pulled me back into my apartment. I woke up the next morning hungover as hell. It was like I was looking down at the ground. See, I grew up in a great family. My parents are ministers. My brother and my sister were all amazingly close, but they're on the other side of the country. So when I came out here just to get away from Toronto, because where this incident happened in Ontario with being knifed 13 times, I just came out here for a new start, and I've been away since 2007. My family, nobody had any idea. My friends just thought I was a crazy clown just doing impersonations. I used to do impersonations at karaoke, and everyone thought I was hilarious. But nobody knew I was going home in that state except for one friend. And oddly enough, she's a singer. She's 5'2". Never seen this woman angry. Never seen her without a smile on her face. I was at a pub. Last call that happened, I was still working on my pitcher of beer. She took it, she threw it away, sat me down with a pot of coffee. I was 46, I think. And she said, "If you don't smarten the fuck up, you're not going to see 50." And I turned 50 back in August. I've been sober 3 years on my 50th birthday. I'll never go back to that life. So it's amazing. The music, her, boxing, and now I feel like I've got a purpose. That's why I like our title here, Pain, from Pain to Purpose. My purpose is having people like you on, entertainers, comedians. I had a little person, Ozzy Osbourne impersonator. I've had a Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonator, a magician that drew me. I just love the show. I've had a guy come on sing with me that his self-confidence was he was a nervous wreck, but he came on here and he did 3 tunes. And now he's posting videos every day. He doesn't care about trolls anymore. Um, so you know what? It's powerful. It's I'm not a therapist. I've just been through a lot of shit, so I can relate to every single person I've had on here. But speaking of music, you have a nice guitar something back there. I
Yeah.
would I would love to hear you play a couple tunes, whatever you like. I know you had written a song called Lifesaver. If you want to play that, whatever you want, the mic is yours. I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna turn off my video so nobody sees me dancing. But nobody wants to see that. I mean, come on, big Irish white newfie guy. No. So the
Amazing.
mic is all yours. I'll mute up. I'm gonna make you full screen here, and this is Abigail.
In my head, they made me feel less than, but you make me happy again. You bring me light when I'm walking in the dark. You make me feel alright wherever I go. You're my lifesaver, yet you're so much braver than me. But doesn't that come naturally? My feet, they're aching from the pain they caused me, but I've walked so many paths to find the light. My eyes, they burn from all the hell that I've been through. My heart aches from the presence of his touch. You're my lifesaver, yet you're so much braver than me. But doesn't that come naturally? But Finn, you give me air, so I float out of here and keep trying, because you save me from the unbelievable. You're my lifesaver.
You know what? I think you're my 76th episode. I don't think anything's ever hit me like that. I'm so thankful my video was off. But there's some lines on that song that holy shit that hit my eyes burning from, and then the touch. Oh my goodness, that just wow. You're brave. I don't know you. We just met yesterday, but I'm freaking proud of you. This is gonna hit people. And when I put this episode out, I set my episodes 18 plus just so I don't get canceled on YouTube or whatever, because the filters are so sensitive now. But I'm gonna ask parents to put this on and watch this episode with their kids. Just so mostly if anyone's out there, oh, the dad in me is weak right now, but if anyone's out there that's going through that, or is a kid that's, had someone do something like that, just reach out, tell someone, get help, um, listen to music. But that was freaking beautiful. Oh my, I'm not speechless very often. I talk a lot, but that really hit me. Holy shit. So, let's play one more, and then I have a really stupid question I end every episode with, just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit. So just a forewarning there. But I'm gonna turn my video off again. You can play us another one, and then I'll ask my stupid question, and then we'll get out of here. Beautiful.
All right, this is Choose the Ladder by Finn Wolfhard. If there was a choice to be scraping by on my own time, I'd be stranded on aisles, been walking for miles as she sings by the sea. I'm afraid it'll stick permanently. If I don't move and I can't see, I choose the ladder, choose the ladder. If I lay and fall and I can't breathe, I shoot the ladder, shoot the ladder. If I can't move and I can't speak, I choose the ladder, choose the ladder. Why can't I afford my dream? I choose the ladder, choose the ladder. If there was a voice, I can hear it all night. I get it all now. Just hope for the best and stand hold for new ones. As she sings by the sea, I'm just shame, crying shame permanently. If I don't move and I can't see, I choose the ladder, choose the ladder. If I can't fall and I can't breathe, I shoot the ladder, shoot the ladder. When it all points at me, I choose the ladder, choose the ladder. Why spend the night alone when we can lose tomorrow? Oh.
Wow. Awesome. Just awesome. Um, Thank you. Thank you for coming on with me and sharing your story. Um, you talked about your family and how much they care. Well, now you got Uncle Dave, who's and Aunt Amanda, my girlfriend's name. We're just an hour away. So anyone gives you shit on this episode, we're gonna be there watching those comments. Um, my daughter's invested just because of the Stranger Things connection, and we're gonna get a mission to get Finn on the show, and you and her are gonna co-host, and I will be hiding in the background with my video off just like that. And we're gonna manifest that right now, especially once Finn hears this pigeon question. But keep us posted. I'd love to do a follow-up episode with you, like maybe I don't know, 6 months or a year from now, and see where things are going. If there was a Canadian version of Stranger Things, let's say it's set in Newfoundland. I had an idea. Netflix, I'm gonna tag them, Netflix Canada. Stranger Things set in Newfoundland called What in the Laird Tunnerin is That? Or Dim Strange Stuff, or Boys, What's That? You know, it could be a Saskatchewan version called Stranger Locust, or an Alberta version called Big F-150s or something. I don't know. You can
Wow.
get the lead role. Maybe Finn can play like a different character, but let's pitch this to Netflix. Let's get you a Canadian version of Stranger Things. Now, my ideas don't always work. I had an idea for a Canadian version of 8 Mile called 12.5 kilometers, but that never happened. But all joking aside, I just met you. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna see if I can get as many parents to show this episode to their kids. Um, Friday nights or Saturday nights is usually a night we just started watching Stranger Things in my house. We're on episode 4, but tonight we're gonna sit down together and watch this episode. And I want to try and get my daughter, talk to her friends about it, tell them to go on and watch the show because I just have a feeling that this episode it can hit kids. And you can do the pink shirts, you can do the hashtags, but hearing someone's story like yours, hearing about how you felt guilty about your own dad taking his life, that just ate my heart apart. And I almost had to hit pause for the first time in 76 episodes, but I didn't. So, yeah, I have one more question for you as promised. Are you ready? Okay, this is how I end all my series. Well, every episode. There's only one I didn't do it on, but that's a whole different story. Okay. A 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many pigeons could you fit in your arms? You can use your guitar if you have to. How many pigeons would you still have left in your arms at the end of 100 meters?
Oh. 4 or 3.
4 or 3? Okay, that'll put you about third from the bottom. But you are ahead of Leslie Horton from Global News Calgary, who has a phobia of pigeons and a phobia of Canada geese. She wouldn't even touch a question.
Oh my
So
gosh.
she's forever going to be zero. But so you're about 4 or 5 up from the bottom. The highest was like 300. Um, yeah, so that's my pigeon question. I want to get Mike Tyson on here because he is obsessed with pigeons. That's another manifest I have to do to get Mike Tyson on my show.
Wow, that's
We'll,
great.
we'll, we'll talk pigeons for an hour and then I'll ask him a mental health question at the end.
I also did forget to tell you, I did get the chance to meet Finn twice.
Beautiful. Yeah, I saw the picture and then the concert. Has he seen these drawings that you've done?
Not these ones.
Yeah.
There was one that I did for his 18th birthday, though, that he saw.
Nice. Well, we're gonna manifest it. I'm gonna tag him in this as a collaborator. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna get my daughter to get all of her friends from school to go tag him in the comments because they're all on there, even though they shouldn't be. But they're all set as private. So I don't. Well, hers is set as private, so nobody can see it. But um, yeah, wow. This one really hit me. Thanks again for coming on with me. Good luck in all your projects. You're singing. We're gonna get him on here. I can feel it because I'm gonna send my warriors out to do it as well. But my reminder at the end of every episode I do, just anyone out there watching this, go find someone online on TikTok that's posted about recovery, posted about mental health, posted a song. Leave one nice comment a day on one person's wall, or just send a text to someone. Just say, "Hey, I'm just thinking of you." Someone you haven't talked to in about 6 months. Just one kind thing every day for every day of this year. That was my New Year's resolution. I've stuck to it so far for almost 2 months, and I don't plan on stopping.
And for my final word to everyone on here, if someone says they're fine, they are not fine. Mental health matters more than anything in this world. Thank you.
Beautiful. Have a great day, everyone. Check out all the links in the description. Go follow Abigail on wherever she's gonna post her links. And yeah, have an awesome day.